welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack and we're here in Keyboard Corner. I just realised it's written in the corner. And we're on an odd voyage of discovery today, and part of this voyage is we've been asked to look at the Sub Phatty and the Monologue as synth bass weapons. And you're thinking, why? Or you're not thinking at all, you don't care. But they are different price brackets, so maybe you're the type of dude that was looking at this and lusting after the Sub Phatty, or maybe you were a chap that was set on the Sub Phatty, and maybe I can save you some money, which would always be nice. Now, we had a little jam there at the beginning, some dodgy C minor pentatonic, and that's one of the first things I want to... Well, let's listen to the raw sounds again in isolazione. All right, here we go. So, that is just a lone wolf of a saw wave. Now, what's cool is here on the Sub Phatty, I'm not going to mention prices because it changes all the time depending on what Trump says, what Theresa says, so forgive me for leaving it out. And also, I'm going to get this in. Hey, we've got them on little tables, but before you crucify us, on an X-Brace stand, because that's how I imagine I'd be crucified. A few of my mates said, "Yeah, you watch your videos." Like, there's always some lads, cussing your stand game, and that's because I don't want to stand up. And so, yes, we do have stands. We are a music shop with lots of stands. So the guys that are like, "Don't you have any stands?" We've got thousands actually, but we've got these nice little gold tables, which means I get to sit on a chair. Anyway, let's start with comparing saw waves of these. Okay, so that is a saw wave, but I had the cut off right down. Let's go for it. Cut off wide open, saw wave. See, a gaping saw wave. Raucously fat. Now, before I carry on, Pete, by any chance back there, could you crank the level of my monologue up in here, please? A little bit more monologue. Yes, good, because I want to give them parity in the room. I don't want to... Okay, cool. So, we can hear... Let's have a listen. Now, so that's just a saw wave, but we have a different type of saw here. And at the moment, I can't change. This one's set to a minor third, this one's set to a fifth, so excuse my dodgy atonal pitch bend ramblings for today. Okay. Let's go back to the saw wave. Now, one first thing that hit me when I'm playing these two in the realm of synth bass, because that's what I've been asked to do today, compare these to synth bass machines, is how low they can go. Now, Danish Pete can go so low that, basically this can go Danish Pete low. And, oh, there we go. Where it's flapping and it's distressingly low, which is what he's known for back home. Now this chap, or chapess, that's as low as I can go. Alright, so that's cool, but that's a big restriction, so you've got a lot more range here in the oscillators. So let's hear the range of this. Let's give it a G, because one little difference as well, this keyboard goes from E to E, so cool if you're in guitar bands and stuff, that's pretty good. This one, C to C. We'll go for an E. So E. That's the range of the monologue, and this is the range of the Sub Phatty. That's right. So it goes pretty... So what it lacks for in bottom end, it makes up for in top. Now, so we had a look at all the range of it. Let's keep this to bass thing. So what you're gonna do is, that's really fat. Now let's cut off halfway. Okay, cut off a little bit further down. Now there's just something magicale about the filter. I'm going to do a little bit of flipping the filter. Positively enthralling. Now on this chap, let's do it. Let's go down to its lowest point, like I am today. Really bloody surprisingly good and creamy. Marriage. Marriage. A lot of aggression in that ladder. Ladder filter. Black ladder. Sorry, I'm getting a bit lost in that. I'm really surprised. The monologue, normally when I do these things, the Moog just kills it straight out of the gate, but that's really cool. Let's try with a bit of resonance. I'll play some music with it as well. Let's go for E. Okay, so that's like half mastery resonance. Woo! Really punchy, the monologue, and just gonna go with it as I'm rambling through the differences. I like the keys on these full featured like a normal synth keyboard. Lovely action, and you got the pitch bend and mod wheels here. But the monologue, for its price and the size, I'm actually digging how this works. I was a bit skeptical to see how the pitch bend would work, how that would work, but no, it's good. You right, Pete? Pete's just gargling in the background. This is the way I'm saying monologue. Monologue. Yeah. So that's half master. Let's keep going on the filter and listen to the differences of those, because really I find with synth bass duties, the fewer cases I've had to do it, and I'm lucky to play with guys that are really good at synth bass. On the saw wave front, that's what they're always doing, is filtering it down, really looking at the purest, fattest waveform they can get, and then using the cutoff, to taste, to suit the music they're doing. So at the moment we're half mast on resonance on both, and let's go half mast on cutoff again. We'll remind ourselves in E. Okay. And then we'll just crank the resonance to maximum. Now, ooh. I'll explain what was happening there. Kind of like a ring modulator coming out of that. Very cool. What you heard with that craziness at the beginning is this has a drive to the filter. I think that's, I'm not going to say where it is, but you can hear it when the filter's engaged. I really dig that. That high resonance, probably a bit, no one's ever going to use it like that. But down there, it adds, instead of a lot more character and fatness, kind of like, again, if you're unlucky enough to be a guitar player watching this, just stepping on a boost pedal. Just bringing a compressor, you know, just giving it a bit, there's a bit of fatness coming there, but not necessarily like just distortione. Here we go. On this one, let's have a listen to the monologue. Not mini-log, sorry. I mean, that's just the resonance is kind of out there on it. I love how it's changing. Yeah. Okay, that's enough of it, me rambling in E minor pentatonic with different filter settings. Okay, let's have a listen to the other thing that you're probably going to do on synth bass is looking for a sine wave. So let's see if I can find one. Let's have a look here. So good oscillators. Here we are. Wav. And anyone who looked at that camera there, yes, I was changing this around, and when I was saying I was listening to different saw waves, I just realised I was an absolute spaz, and was changing the modulation one. So here we are. We have. Oh, that's good. Okay, here we go. KKK. Okay, so we got. Oh, continually variable waveform. Oh. Oh, Peter, don't act like you're not excited. So there we are, there's Mr. Saw. And then we're going to go down to Mr. Sine. Okay, let's get to Sine on this chap and see what goes on. Oh, let's get our cut-offs open, resonance down, give it a fair whack. Now, it's a hard one, very much like what's in my pants right now, but also it's a hard one to get across because live on gigs, that's often what you're going to do on synth bass. You're going to do the very bottom underneath there, especially in contemporary music. So, guys, what are we saying in the room? Any difference?
Not when it's that low, I can't really.
No, exactly.
The Moog sounds a bit smoother.
It seems to be making things shake a little bit more.
Yeah, okay, there's a little bit more Joss's buttocks shaking with the Moog, which is what we all wanted to know. Let's go back to that saw and let's try a square wave, square wave, here we go. So a lot more poke. Let's go. Now let's get this. Now there's something remarkably in a different key going on, unless I'm having a stroke, which is the way I feel quite possible. Let's have a little listen to. Okay, we're into square wave territory. We've had the exciting voyage of going through saw and sine. I know you're all riveted. I don't know why, but digging the speech impediment today. Okay, this is square wave like that. Now, this is continually variable on this oscillator here, so we could go. Sorry, blend it all the way through these. Shouldn't talk when I'm playing. Oh, he stacked it. You know, every good musician should know that off the bat. I mean, you're never going to get a gig if you don't know that. Here we are. Back at full fat square wave. Now this chap has a shape knob on it. So doesn't it? And what's cool, I don't know if we can get on this on the camera, but on the you can see that represented on this lovely oscilloscope, which is on here, and that's a really big selling point for me, is to be able to see what's going on, especially if you're getting into synthesis, and you can see what's happening to the waveform. So if I go back to our old matey saw wave, I can change the shape of him, and I don't know why I'm putting a gender on it. I know that Lee will be very cross at me, and rightfully so. It's just a saw wave. Now we'll go back to this pulse width, and we can open up the legs of the pulse width. Legs akimbo pulse width. Let's have a look on this. Now, have I got a shape? No, I can only kind of blend between the two, so that's quite interesting. Especially, it's got the three like main synth bassy waveforms that you'd want there, whereas, and the fact you can change the shape on each one is really cool. Let's just add in a second oscillator, and we'll go in here, saw waves at the ready. Saw wave here, frequency, and get those going, and then I can bring this in on the mixer. Tune them together a bit. Cool, that's two saw waves just duking it out together. Let's have a look at these chaps. Now, I'll bring in number 2. It's got a really kind of brassy fatness coming out of the speakers in here that I like. I know it doesn't go as low, but maybe we're realizing that the whole premise of this video was flawed, and that I'm flawed massively, but we've kind of found a new way to judge these, which is they are a different chunk of money, and just on the raw sound of the waveforms, this is doing really well. So if you don't need a lot out of it, you're just going on the kind of main fat sonic waves of it, this is holding its own massively against the Moog, I think, anyway. And let's filter those down a little bit. Half mast. Nice! Now we've got the 2 oscillators on here, 2 oscillators on here too. More options on the filter. Let's see if there's anything else that jumps out. What I like about this chap, what do we see? We've got step seekers there. I think if I go into anything more about these synths, I think everyone in here will probably kill themselves. So we'll leave it at that and just see. You've had a little sonic taster of these two, and I'm just going to hit, just hope that DJ Danish Pete hits me with a fat groove to just send you off into a post variable waveform slumber. Thank you for bearing with me once again. Shamanga-langa-wanga-wanga-wanga-wanga. Ho! Hey! Ah, 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 ah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the Andertons YouTube keyboard channel. If you play guitar or bass, or you're a drummer, or you're into music technology, you might find one of our other YouTube channels interesting, and I'll put links to those in the description below. So if you'd like more information on the products we featured in this video, please click up here. If you'd like to watch another video from the Andertons keyboard channel, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like the one I'm wearing, please click down here. And if you'd like to subscribe to our keyboard channel, please click down here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.